What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Kiwan. I'm finally back with this time Love After Lockup, episode 7, season 11, my ex's Cellmate. Before I start, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Click the notification bell button so you can be updated on every video I drop. Yay! Your girl has made it back into the chat, okay? First of all, let's get me to 1,000, okay? Let's get your girl to 1,000 subscribers. Okay, I am on the roll. I am on the roll, and I am on the road. Second, I have snagged my very first interview with someone from one of the TV shows I've reviewed. So yeah, y'all just stay tuned for that, and I will give y'all more details. I am now just trying to catch up. I am a whole lot behind, so I know you don't see maybe your favorite show, but it's coming. So yeah, it's been a lot. So just give me some grace, y'all. Again, I always ask y'all for grace. I love y'all. Second, I will not be reviewing The Polygamist. The only thing I have been doing is going into my IG story, which if you want to follow me on IG, it's Kiwan _ JTV _ what is it? Kiwan J Kiwan _ J _ TV Instagram, and just follow me. My story, I just been kind of putting my stories together and just putting it on in the my stories under the shorts. That's it, y'all. It's not a review. It's not a review. It's not a review. It is just my thoughts on how I'm feeling in the moment while I'm watching the show. Okay? It's just my thoughts. Okay? That's it. That's it, y'all. It is just my thoughts. It's not a review, I promise. But I am enjoying it. I am feeling all the feels, but everybody gonna get what they gonna get. Okay? And speaking of, while we on the level of ghetto and all of the things, Love After Lockup, because this was quite ghetto. Okay? After you see this, you'll see a second episode of Love After Lockup, and then you'll get the 2 episodes I missed of Heart and Hustle Houston. So you'll see 4 reviews tonight. All right? I don't know what you're gonna get tomorrow. Just expect some reviews to drop tomorrow. I'm just trying to get everything out the way. I'm trying to catch up with this week and these last 2 weeks, the stuff that I did miss. So yeah, I appreciate y'all. Again, let's get me up to 1,000. Shout out to all my content creators, my buddies. I love y'all for shouting me out. I appreciate y'all for all the things. Shout out to the subscribers, new subscribers, welcome. I hope y'all like my content, and go around there to my story so y'all can look at The Polygamist. Hold on one second. Anyway, Love After Lockup. Episode start, Gigi, Damon, and Bonita. Y'all, why got his mama riding in on that horse? Like, girl, lady, what you doing? Okay. Anyway, Goddess didn't want her mama to be a part of Mumu's release. All right, and also Mumu wants to make his menage a trois work between the ladies, so he just trying to get all his duckies in a row. So, I guess when he dropped the bomb, all both ladies can be in order. I was like, okay. Kirsten and her terrible decision making. Okay, all she want to do is get pregnant by the Methodists. Okay, she act like she gonna go pick up a good man. Like, you gonna pick up a crackhead. That's what you gonna do. You gonna pick up the Methodist. Anyway, Kristen says she can't wait to smell him. Girl, he smell like jail. I don't even know what that smell like, but I'm sure that's a thing. He smells like jail. He probably musty. We're introduced to Dia. Immediately, because I'm getting loud. Lord, I gotta get my eyebrows done. Immediately upon seeing Dia, that hoe pissed me off. Okay? Dia is 35 with 4 kids. She was married 20 plus years. They divorced, but he chose drugs over them. He chose to go be a Methodist over her and her family. Okay, if you're new to me, I don't like to use certain words. So Methodist is just a meth head. Okay? So I call him a Methodist. So anyway, Cyrus. Sorry, y'all. I just thought about how Cyrus looking. You know what? Love is love. Hello. So her and Cyrus been together for a year. I want to say, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, y'all. But he's been locked up for 3 years for possession of a weapon and auto theft. And he's 24. What are you gonna do with this child? She initially dated his ex-cellmate Jaden. That is how she was introduced to Cyrus. She met Jaden first and she dated him. When Jaden was released, apparently he showed his natural ass and and they broke up. Anyway, Jaden and Cyrus, according to Cyrus, they used to be friends. But then when Jaden decided to show his natural ass on Dia, they broke up, and then Cyrus decided he wanted to shoot his jailbird shot. I said, you know what? Anyway, apparently these two never met in person. Okay? He's getting released in 1 day, and they've been together for a year now. Dia is a bitch that makes piss poor fucking decisions. And I don't like her. She's beautiful. She's beautiful. Self-esteem is in a shitter. And a pick-me. Okay? Anyway, Dia goes to talk with Jaden on the phone for, I felt like she was just having a conversation, I guess, for some TV time. Because it really wasn't much there. But... I'm sorry. She went to go meet Jaden. He was working or whatever the hell he was doing. And it was almost like, I feel like you went there to just kind of harass him. It felt a little harassy to me. And this man wasn't bothering nobody. He had on his hard hat doing something. I don't know what the hell he was doing. But he had on his hard hat, minding his white-owned business, his meth-owned business, okay? And here you come, talking about, well, Cyrus is getting out, so don't bother us. And girl, you's a stupid bitch. Okay, girl, like, you acting like, you really acting like you have what a Michael B. Jordan and whomever. Give me a Aaron Pierre. You act like you got these fighting over you. Okay, you went from one Methodist to another. Okay, be humble. Anyway, we found out that Jaden and Dia broke up because she told him about the town woman, the town whore that her ex-husband fucked. And she told Jaden about that. So Jaden felt like, well, if she's the town prostitute, let me go find out. So he went around there and found out what he found out. And when he found out what he found out, Dia broke up with him. Okay? So yeah. So Jaden was like, I would never leave you alone. And I was like, girl, broken coochie. Okay, broken coochie is what's coming up in my mind. Okay, shout out to Issa and Molly. Hello. Anyway, Dia, you are super irresponsible. You are dating these men as if you don't have any kids. You are a pick-me. And you are a pick-me for a Methodist. Okay? Anyway, 2 more Irresponsible shit. Kelly's, you know what? Kelly's ass. Okay? I think I really was in agreement with Michael. The only thing I didn't agree with Michael was doing when he was doing this. So you telling me, sir, don't touch me. You are angry. Why, sir? Okay, that's how I felt. That's how I felt in the moment when he kept tapping on her, like, you know. And I think that was him trying to show some type of control over his emotions. While I'm not gonna applaud you for that, that was some stupid shit. Cause that's, yeah, no. Anyway, first off, we don't care that you clapped her cheeks. Okay, property of 7825331. We don't give a damn. Okay. He asked her raggedy ass, finally asked her raggedy ass about the card. And she wanted to play dumb. And she was like, well, since I was a prison wife and I decided, since I became a prison wife and I had to do 11 things, well, I decided to purchase a car because I felt like I deserved it. Kelly, use a simple bitch. Why? Because you chose to be a prison wife. You chose to be prison babe. And you chose to send all your money to this raggedy ass man. And you chose to do all of that because your ham hock ass wanted to be liked by him. That's why you did that. You didn't do this for love. You did it because you liked him and you wanted to keep him. You were trying to be kept. You wanted to be prison babe real bad because your self-esteem is in the toilet. So what did you do? You do desperate things. And so now you want us and you want him to feel sorry for you. Because like I said, instead of you getting that Dollar General cocoa butter lotion, that soupy ass lotion, your stupid ass went and got him some EOS. So you can definitely go to hell with all of that. Talking about, since I was a prison wife, you chose that life. That life didn't choose you, ma'am. You chose it. Okay? Go to hell. Anyway, so they get to the store. He had 3 cards in his name that she placed in his name. And he bought a steak. Why would you buy a steak that's over $100? But whatever. That's probably why they didn't have no meat for the mac and cheese, because it was over $100 when you should have went to Winco. Shout out to Winco, HEB, if y'all got an HEB out there, or a Walmart, and got you a little pack of meat for about $8-9. Okay, that's your problem. That's your problem, Michael. You always want to be big money. Go use your $14,000. That's what you should have did. So his cards declined. And he was like, why are my cards declining? And she's laughing. And I'm pretty sure I understand why his stance was the way it was. Because I've been locked up. You're here taking care of these things. You're very irresponsible. And I'm having to take care of my credit. You're fucking up my credit. But here is the thing. You can't be mad at her either. Okay? You can't be mad at her either. You knew she was irresponsible. So I feel like you play a part in that too. Because just like you knew she was irresponsible, you kept taking money from her. You kept taking things from her. You kept requesting high dollar shit. Okay? The way you would have got that soupy ass lotion. I'm going to keep referring back to that soupy ass Dollar General lotion. No. You wanted EOS. Not quite EOS. I love EOS. Okay? You wanted Palmer's. You wanted EOS. Okay? You, my guy, is on a cut water budget. Is it cut water? Cut water budget. Okay? You definitely was looking for an ace of spades type of situation in jail. Did we not? Okay. Anyway, where we at in my notes? Because Yeah, this is a two-way street, but Kelly, mainly this falls on your thick ass, okay? And your thick ass neck, okay? Because you pissed me off. And then you tried to sit here and play in this man's face, almost like you were mad at him because you spent all your money, and because you're not good with money. It's almost like you got mad at him for it. Again, you chose to be prison babe. You're mad because you took all of your money and now you just immediately want him to come out and pamper you and take care of your fluffy ass. Okay? Sorry about the names, y'all. I'm not fat shaming because a girl like me is a thick one. Okay? I cannot chew this gum in this review. But my mouth is dry. So anyway, I don't like how Michael is tapping on her. Okay, I don't like that. Again, it felt like you were doing that because you were trying to really control your emotions, and that was a way of you doing that instead of just probably hauling off, whooping her ass. That's how it looked to me, and I ain't like that. Okay, keep your hands to yourself. You ain't got to tap me. You ain't got to tap me. Okay, you ain't got to tap me. Okay, you can have a conversation with your hands by your side. We ain't got to tap. Okay, all right. You spent all the money on the car. You maxed out the credit card and told him it was his responsibility. Kaylee, you needed your ass whooped, just not by him. Okay, I would have beat your ass, but just not by him. Okay, or his mama should have whooped your ass. Okay, because you know his mama don't like you. And I don't like Angel ass either. Okay? Anyway, Rich and Felicia. Rich gives me delayed. Okay? Rich gives me neurodivergent. Rich. Yeah. Rich. Yeah. Let's bitch. Okay, let's bitch. So Felicia feels like Rich is her dream man. You think so? Prison talk? That's more prison talk. Okay? You ain't been with a man and the man ain't have you. You ain't never been with a man. The last time we checked, you was with a boy. Okay? You don't know this man like that. Just like you was prison talking him, he was civilian talking you. Okay? Bullshit. Anyway, she was like, you know, the universe really put us together. No, that wasn't the universe. That was the fucking pen pal website. Get out, girl. Okay. Anyway, Rich thinks he finna be clapping that girl cheeks. That girl said, not today. So his stupid ass decided to pay for a room over $500 for a night. You're stupid. And because you spent that money, you felt like you was owed something. And looking at that room, $500, yeah, you was played. That wasn't worth $500, but whatever. He was like, well, I feel like me and Felicia have a special connection. I feel like you think that there's a special connection because your mind is still I feel like your mind is still looking at Felicia as some type of virgin. Nasty. It's giving pedo. Okay, you think that you finna take this woman and control her. Okay, but Miss Folox is on your ass. Okay, and so is that daughter, and so am I. Okay, because you raggedy. Anyway, Felicia said, nigga, I don't know you. You not finna stick in me. Okay, you can sleep right here in this $500 room, and I'll sleep in the bed. And low key, high key, I felt like you was trying to manipulate that girl. And she said, again, I don't know you like that. Moving along, Bonita, Gigi, and Mumu. Bonita is still trying to get Mumu's things back. I don't understand why, if the whole reason was to pay your bills. If he was home and he was taking care of the bills, and I guess you was being a pampered princess, he decided that I mean, he went to jail. So you had to pick up all of the slack. So that means all of the bills had to be paid. So you didn't have anything but his things. So you had to sell them. I feel like as a grown-ass woman, you should have had a job. But we're here. You didn't. I don't know what you had. But whatever it wasn't picking up. So we are here, which means you had to sell his things. I feel like you should have just told him, like, listen, I had to sell shit. Bills was getting back behind. If he get mad, let him get mad. That's on him. You can't do shit from me from jail. And that's just true tea. Like, you can't do anything for me from jail. Okay? So she found a plug. He's selling a Burberry scarf. I was like, you got that Burberry scarf for $100, but then the glasses are $30. Sir, So in my brain, because she found that plug and was selling that stuff in the back of the car, all I can hear was, where all my scamming ass niggas at? That's all I heard. Okay? Boosting, where y'all at? Spin that shit. Spin that shit. Spin that shit. That's all I heard. I'm just saying. Anyway, he had to go. Okay, so when Mumu was actually released, he had to go to the storage and get all of his things out of the storage, and he still felt like some things were missing. Again, Bonita, I wish you had been honest with Damon about what you had to do and why you had to do it. Again, if he get mad, let him. He'll be all right. These are just things, and I'm pretty sure he wouldn't want you or your daughter out on y'all ass. If he a trifling ass nigga, he don't give a damn. But it seems as though I'ma give Damon some grace. It seems as though Damon don't roll like that. He just probably wanted you to be honest. Okay? So Kristen in her Methodist, okay? Her man is out. Okay? He's out now. She's happy where he's out. And he said that he didn't steal anything from her. It was somebody he knew who stole it. And I was like, so they're trying to race back to the hotel so they could get their quickie in. She gave him his ring that she probably purchased. Girl, they finna do it, and it's gonna take a few minutes. And the only thing I can hear was a few minutes later. Because he looked like he didn't know what he was doing. He looked like he was nervous. I'm nervous. Okay? That's what it gave me. But, Kelly and Michael. Once again, Kelly, you chose to be prison bait. Okay? So get out of my face with this. Okay? Stop. Michael said, she initiated the whole money conversation about her helping him. But let's be clear. She may have initiated helping you, but you put it out there because you knew if you threw it out there, you knew how weak she was, and you played on that, and that's what she said, and she wasn't lying. You played on that. And you knew her weak ass was going to take that bait. Okay? You told her that you needed things. And for some reason, I guess she felt obligated. So I don't know if this was before or after they were married. Well, if y'all were married, then that's where the obligation fell, because she's your wife. But before that, you knew she probably was going to take the bait. You knew that. And you knew she was gonna move heaven and earth to get you some fucking EOS. Okay? Moving along. Dia and Cyrus. Okay, Dia's mom. This the part that aggravates me about women like Dia. So Dia's mom had concerns because she notices that Dia has been down that road before, and I just don't like how Dia You don't even know this man. You've never seen him before, and yet you're willing to let this man come live with you at your house over your young kids and your daughter who's 18. Like, you are a reckless hoe. Okay? It irks me to no end when her daughter thinks she's stupid. I think her daughter thinks she's stupid. And Dia thinks that Cyrus is her soulmate. Girl, you just one of those hoes who just have to have a man. Like, girl. And again, like I said, you have little kids. You're trifling. That's crazy to me. Her mom doesn't really want to support this, and if I was her mom, I wouldn't either. But most of the time, most grandparents, they stick around because of the damn children. You put them in bad situations because sometimes parents feel like, let me not really move myself away, but she have these kids over here and I don't want to see them hurt. This part hurt my feelings so bad. Dia's daughter got in a confessional and said she feels like she has to pick up the slack because Dia's last person, I forget his name that quick, wasn't shit. She didn't say that, but just paraphrasing. He wasn't shit. And he was like Dia's fourth child. So her daughter ended up having to take care of things because he wasn't pulling his weight as the man he should have been. He was a leech. So the young woman, she goes on to say it's tiring. And she just started crying. She said it takes a lot to be there for herself and her mom. And I'm looking at her like, this is a lot. You are not responsible for your mother. But somehow she feels like she has to be responsible for her mom because her mama is fucking irresponsible. I'm sorry, y'all. That shit hurt my feelings. And y'all know I joke around on Love After Lockup, but this shit hurt my feelings. To see a young woman feeling like, and I think the reason why she stick around, she said this. Before I go further. Before I veer off. She said she feels bad for her siblings because they get attached to the men easily. They're little kids. That's what little kids do. But she said she wants the best. She wants what's best for her siblings. And again, it gives me that her daughter has to grow up faster while Dia remains in this arrested development state. Wherever it was, she's there. She's still there. She's still whatever young woman, wherever she was hurt, whatever. I don't know. But you're making stupid decisions. A man is the last thing that you need. And I'm not saying she shouldn't have one. If you're going to have a man, have a good man. If you're going to have a man, they don't need to be over your kids, especially somebody you have never, and I mean never seen. You may have talked to him, but again, a pair of lips in jail can say anything. Irresponsible. That's immediately upon seeing her. I'm going to wear her ass out the rest of this season. Be clear. Be very, very clear. I'm going to wear her raggedy ass out. Okay? All right. Rich and Felicia. He wants Felicia to stay at the hotel, but she has to be home so she can be paroled. Like, she can't just go wherever you think she's supposed to go. I think she has 24 hours once they're released to have her visit. And I think if she's not visited, then there's a warrant out for her arrest or something like that. But I think also the parole officer has to come out to the home. At least when I worked at the parole office, y'all, if you are a parole officer and you know me and y'all know me, let me know if that's right, if I can remember. I think once they got released, parole officers went to visit the home. I think they went to visit the home, Oh no, the parolees will come to the office, because usually those initial visits will last like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then they will get like a home visit. So yeah, and I think that just depends on what you on parole for. But anywho, I just feel like Rich was mad because Felicia didn't sleep with him. And again, I feel like that's all you were worried about. I just feel like you just want to change this lady, and you just want her around so you can all over her. That's just my opinion. So he wants Felicia to spend the night, and Felicia's aunt and cousin don't like Rich. And Rich for me is delusional, and he wants to control her. And Folklock feels like he's trying to take Felicia from them. She was like, she just got here, and you're trying to immediately take her back to Houston. Well, not immediately, but after 6 months. You want her to come to Houston and be with you. She just got home. She's not moving to Houston. She's on parole here. She's going to be here. She's not going to a hotel with you. And I wasn't mad at Folklock. Okay? I was not mad. I was not mad at white Folklock. Okay, Sicilian Folklock. Is it Folklock? Folklocks. Folk. I wasn't mad at her because those women are protecting her. You're trying to take from Felicia. And it may not be money you're trying to take from Felicia. You're trying to take her innocence. You're trying to take her energy. You're trying to take the rest of the good years she has. Like, she's just, I want to say 30 something. You're trying to take those things from her. I don't trust him. Okay? Moving along. Back to Kelly. Kelly, why are you telling your 15-year-old daughter your business between you and your husband and the bank statements and how? Girl, get you some friends. Okay? So Mike is in the kitchen talking with Kelly's mom, asked her what happened. And so that kind of got out of hand. But I felt like Mike was not wrong. I felt like Mike was like, listen, I just think that Kelly's mom is always entitled, just like Angel is always entitled. They feel like they can say and do whatever they want. And he was like, basically, y'all don't need to be with all the stupid bullshit. If you cannot get along, if you can't get along, then you don't need to be here, because my mom's gonna be here. And so she was like, well, are you gonna talk to your mom? Don't worry about that. He's having a conversation with you. And I feel like you want a reason not to like him because you don't like him, because you don't like his mom. Y'all don't like him. His mom don't like Kelly. And that's fine. But it is just odd. Her mom, Kelly's mom, is just annoying to me, and especially Mike's mom. And if we can do it without the moms the rest of this season, I'll be great. I'll be really great without it. Mumu Gigi. So he's in storage going through all of his things. He noticed some things are missing. A lot of things are missing. Mumu claimed he's been celibate for quite some time. Not since he's been in jail, but before then. I call cap, but whatever. He said he gets home. He picks Gigi up, put her on the bed, cocked them legs open. He was like, yeah, I think we need to take this to the shower. So maybe she was out in the sun. She was a little musty down there. I don't know. But he still want a poly relationship. And that was the end of that episode. Okay? Y'all have completely stressed me out. Okay? Anyway, this is your girl Q1 reminding you to... Wait. I keep forgetting my tagline. I'm going to find a new one. Reminding you to stay true to yourself. Be something. Be strong. Be fearless. I don't know. Stay true to yourself. And listen, I ain't going to have one for the next one. I'm gonna give y'all something totally new. Let me get my thoughts and all of that. If I can't think of my final words, okay? And I'm not finna do it right now. Anyway, that is all I got, y'all. I will see y'all in the next video, okay? Bye bye.